Hey everybody, welcome to Sea Stories. I'm Little Mike,
And I'm Doc.
and today we're gonna bring a special guest on board that the Doc served with back in the day, and they got some history together. Let me tell you. So to tell everybody about our new guest, Jess, here's Doc.
Speaking of special, my boy is pretty special. We're gonna talk about hookers. We're gonna talk about overseas. We're gonna talk about pooping stories. We got it all. So stay tuned for this.
Attention all hands. It's time for Sea Stories.
Sea story. Noun.
Any story about experience in military service told by a veteran or active duty member. Some of it may be true.
But most of it is bullshit.
What's going on, Jess? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, guys. How you doing?
Awesome.
Doing great. Thanks for coming on the show.
Glad to be here.
Jess and I met. It's been about 30 years now, almost, man. Jess and I met back in the day. We used to run in the same circles, but never really hung out like that at Charleston. So his old girlfriend worked in the same clinic as me, and then he worked over at the branch clinic. So he would come by and hang out. We would do our thing, but never really hung out till we started playing softball a little bit. So then, everybody talking smack, being the competitive guys that we were, playing softball. Jimmy Barron said just to make sure that I tell everybody about how he struck you out. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I still remember to this day, man. You remember they used to have Palmy back in the day, right? Like you would
Yeah.
go upstairs, like, hey, these are the orders you got. So Jess left a little bit before me, and him and Andrea went to Gaeta, Italy. Never heard of it in my life. I mean, obviously I heard of Italy, but never heard of Gaeta. So I go upstairs, and my buddy actually worked up there that I used to golf with, and he was like, "Okay, you're an E3, no dependents. You can go anywhere in the world you want, basically. So here's the orders I have." And him and Andrea had picked orders like 3 or 4 months before me. They had just left. And he was like, "Man, I got road to Spain, I got Japan, I got here, I got there." And he said Gaeta. And I was like, damn, man, like I know I could play some ball down there and hang out with Jess and Andrea. I was like, let me pick Gaeta, Italy, right? My boy was like, "Man, you're so stupid." He's like, "I just came from road to Spain, man. You can have the best time of your life, blah, 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 blah."
I'm gonna chime in there. Rhoda's awesome.
Road is awesome, but bro, imagine how Rhoda is. Our clinic, you could walk 3 minutes and you're on the beach.
Oh,
The
okay,
beach in Europe.
okay.
Like I came Austria, Switzerland, Germany, they came to our beach to come hang out with us
I,
every time.
I had one of the best meals that I've ever had in Rhoda. Man, I got this giant ox steak with a mountain of rice pilaf and a pitcher of sangria for like $20 American. Sat right on the beach, watched the ocean. As the sun's going down, all that stuff is zen, bro.
So that was us, right? And our chief, she was about to get out of the Navy. So we worked at the clinic. So they were like, "Okay, cool. You have whoever has the duty today." So if we had to make an ambulance run, sorry, you got to work all day. And then we had a med four as a backup. So you had a beeper, right? So that crew goes out to take care of a patient. Somebody's got to man the clinic. So we'd have to haul butt and go up to the clinic, right? So she's like, "Okay, you guys, you stay until noon. Everybody else, see you later." It's 9 in the morning. We're at the beach, right? Bye. Go out to Palm
Yeah.
Beach. We got a Heineken, Grande Heineken, and a chair for all day for $5. Like what in the hell? So I
This is
picked.
in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, a Grande Heineken, and you're on the beach, and you're already off of work at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Like that's an OS right there,
Somewhere.
man. So we'll be hanging out at the beach, doing our thing, freaking partying all the time, and like living our best life. How old were you when you got there, Jess?
I just turned 21.
Yeah, and I was only 19. I was just turning 20 when I first got there. It was like freaking amazing, man. Yeah, softball, man. That's how me and Jess really started hanging out. And then I'd go to Gaia to Italy, best kept secret in the world, bro. 3 minutes you could walk to the beach, or you drive a couple hours and you're in the Alps, man. Snow skiing.
Damn. All
Yeah.
right. Hey, so before we start talking about balls, um, I saw a text that you sent Chris right before we started the episode. It said, "Need a couple minutes cranking my hog. Gotta get the nerves out first." So tell me about this hog, man. Is it impressive specimen, or is it like going your
That
sock, you tie it around your waist? What's up?
None of that's true, man. I'm all talk.
Oh goodness. All right. So funny story. That's when I started talking about softball. So me and this guy, we would play. every time we'd be hanging out, and they used to have this wind machine in Gaeta. I don't know, Jess will probably deny this, but everybody that hit left-handed, there was a wind machine that pumped like 100-mile-an-hour gusts out there. Him and Dan Riley, like only left-handers could hit it out of this field. And for some reason, like it would always be like I couldn't do it, couldn't do it.
So it's got to go off in the right field. To get out of the park.
There's JP was probably the only dude that could like hit it like from a right-handed side that could hit it on a normal basis, hit it out of the park. So we go to Naples, right? Me and this dude, we spent $100 because we couldn't get a ride down there. Pietro took $100 cab ride all the way from Gaeta to Naples just so we could play in this tournament. And then I'll talk about Craig because whatever, I'll say his name. So Craig Passinen, he puts us in the lineup, right? So he bat me last because I was just an extra hitter and Jess was playing the field, but he batted him last. So 11 people in the lineup. I'm number 10, Jess number 11. We go through the first 3 innings, didn't score a single run. And then I come up to bat, hit a home run. Come up to bat right after that, just hit a home run. He comes back in there. He's like, Passinen, don't you ever bat me, my boy Doodoo Brown last. Bro, I'll whoop your ass. $100 to go play in this stupid tournament. So it was a 6 home run limit, right? So we get out there, whatever, we're doing our thing, and we only had 1 home run left, right? And me and Jess were tied. I had like 15 at bats and like 8 home runs. So I come up to bat and I was like, dude, I'm gonna beat you. He's like, no, you're not. Don't fucking do it. Like, just get off base. You're nothing but an RBI to me. So I get up there, hit a home run, right? I was like, cool, I win. And he's like, no, I don't care. And the game was on the line, and we already had 1 loss. So if we lose again, like we're fucked.
You're out.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't care, man. You're not beating me, dude. I'm hitting a home run. It's like, dude. And then passing it, he was our coach, whatever, player coach. And he was like, don't fucking do it, man. Like, we could win this game. Like, stop fucking around. Like, just do it. So he's like, I don't care. So in Carney Park in Naples, they had the field, right? After the field, there was like this little kids playground. And then after that was a parking lot. And after the parking lot was this big MWR building. This motherfucker gets at the bat. I swear to God, it's probably the longest ball I've ever seen hit in softball. He hit that shit over the little kids into the parking lot, almost hit that MWR building. And he just walking like this, like do, touches first base and goes in there. He's like, we're tied, bitch. I was like, no, it doesn't count. Like, that's the longest out I ever seen in my life. Like, what are you doing, dude? You just made us lose this stupid tournament. So yeah, good times, man.
Yeah. So any truth to that, or is he spitting shit?
But I don't think it cost us the game. I think I was the second out, and I still feel like we won that, but I don't know.
No, we definitely did not win that game. Because then after that, we just hung out and partied down there at Lawton and Tachi's house.
Oh, so then you won.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's right.
Lord.
No, you're right. That's right.
So what else you remember when you think about Guy to Italy, dude? Like, what memories flood back into your brain, dude?
Yeah, man, that is a dream. Gaeta was a neat spot. So we had to work a lot. Is why we got so much time off. Like there wasn't a ton of corpsmen there. So, and we're really remote. Like if we had something serious happen, we had to get in an ambulance and drive to Naples, which was, I don't know, 100 kilometers or something, and a legit hour. So there's times where you'd be working like a real deployment, 4 days straight, like in the clinic, 90 hours, like sleep an hour, ambulance goes out. So you had this like ton of work, and then but also like tons of free time. It's not like the real fleet. It was weird. It was like you might work your butt off for 3 days and then have 2 legit days off during the middle of the week to do whatever you wanted to, right? And so that kind of thing. And then almost everybody we bumped into there was cool. And then just because of how remote it was as corpsman, like especially I was at E4 at the time, we got to do everything. Like as far as being a corpsman, exposed to stuff. I know a lot of dudes that didn't see anything like that in the tour, all their tours. You know what I mean? Unless you were forward deployed or did a combat tour, like they just had to let you do it because there's nobody else doing it, which was cool. Like if from a corpsman standpoint. Yeah, so that was good, and Gaeta was nice. I mean, it was stressful sometimes, a lot of work, but what a place to be stationed. That's something I think about all the time. I've been all over the world, and that stands out the most of anywhere like to work. It was like looking back on it 30 years ago. What an awesome experience. I still go back all the time. I've been back several times just to check it out.
The Mighty Sharp records office.
Right.
You remember that in Coming to America?
Yeah.
Like the Mighty Sharp.
And the barbershop.
Yeah. He
drew his
picture. Yeah, I still have that picture, bro.
I was thinking about this. This isn't a funny story, but I was thinking about this the other day. Me and you were working somebody really important, like the admiral's wife, came in. Somebody really important. And we used to get
Was
some
it
pretty.
the exo from the ship
No, that's a
with
different
the
story.
Laker?
No, that's a different story.
Laker.
She gave me her ID and I spun around and flipped it to you and we lost it. In that little short time frame, the ID just disappeared. And I'm talking about like flipping it like 2 feet. We never found it. I got my ass chewed out. She had to go get a new ID. And somehow we found it like a year later. It had just skipped and there was a slot about as tall as an ID card in the records, metal shelves. And it just perfectly went in there. It was like, dang, the admiral called, was like, what's he Howard fucking doing? All right, well, edit
So
this
nobody
out.
knows. Wiley could be a man, could be a woman, whoever. We'll
No,
just say
I'll tell
no.
the story. You have to edit some of this out, but
No such thing.
No, we're good.
anyways,
Let her
Wiley
rip.
was our was a female. She was our LPO,
LPO.
and she just didn't like my style. I was always kind of, I was always right on the edge of pushing it. So we used to go back in the ER every morning to have muster, and there's like 12, 15 of us in there every morning. And she would always sit up front and just yap, just one of those people I felt like you're just talking to hear yourself talk. So
Wrap
she
it
would
up,
always
Beast.
end it and she'd say, does anybody have anything to pass? And almost daily I would rip one. I mean, just and and it kind of grossed her out, and I'd get a little chewing at least twice a week. I got a little chewing. So this has been going on for a year. So one morning we had just switched into fucking whites. And
There
so
you go. It's going.
she's like, does anybody have anything to pass? I rip one and I shit my pants, man. Like sitting in one of the doctor swivel chairs, and it makes a noise, and pretty much everybody could tell I shit my pants except her. So I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to think. I don't even have another uniform on base. Like, what am I gonna do, man? This is and so we get done the meeting and I'm just sitting there and she's like, all right, everybody, busy day, turn two. Let's get going. And I'm just sitting there in the back like this, like just hoping it'll go away. And she's like, all right, Howard, let's go. Get up, let's do it. I'm like, all right, I'll be there in a minute, Wiley. She's like, Howard, right now. I'm like, all right, God damn it, I shit my pants. Are you fucking happy? She was like, you're the most disgusting person I've ever met in my life.
Dude, it's pretty early. It's pretty early age to find out that you can't trust a fart all the time.
Yeah.
That usually happens about where we're at in age now.
Yeah,
We should have the
that's a
laboratory.
40
So they
man.
would have like specimens. They would have specimens over there. So they had like people, one of those big handicap toilets, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of water in the toilets over in Italy, just like barely to do it. So all the time we would go use that head. And like if we had to like let one go, we'd go do it over there and let it just like creep down the back of it. So the lab tech is like, fuck over here, in my head.
The boot is in him, and I'm looking.
He's like, who the hell is doing all this? Like, that's for patients only.
That is kind of foul. Just get that out there. Well, I'm sure y'all seen worse shit.
Oh yeah, we had some crazy times over there.
No.
Like you said, work hard and play hard.
Hey, how many times y'all see some stuff that can't be cured with a shot of penicillin?
Yeah, man.
Look at just like, damn, I think about it. Like, do I tell them about myself or no?
I never had to deal with that, man. My first deployment to when I went on the Black Sea tour back then, that was just when it started happening. It was the second time that they had let U.S. ships into the Black Sea, and so those ports we were going to, some of them had never seen Americans. Like, it was a big deal. So you'd pull into some of these places, and we went everywhere, man. Like
Ukraine, Odessa,
Ukraine, Bulgaria.
Georgia.
And we, used to get the message traffic in, and they were, there'd be some intel there, like telling you, like Corpsman, like, hey man, they got a strain of, chlamydia here that our normal meds don't work on. Like, it's strong, and so be prepared for that. So yeah, super.
Try to scare them from doing their thing.
Yeah, so I remember telling all these guys before, I'm like, man, we duct taped a trash bag to the medical door, just filled it full of condoms. And it'd just be like, man, don't bear dick hookers, right? If you're going out, and plus we'd only been out to sea, like the longest we ever did was a week, right? It wasn't like we're doing months out to sea. It'd be like a week, and then you'd hit a port for 3 days, and then you'd be at sea for a day and hit a port. So anyways, sailors, everybody, squids, you know, day or two after getting back out to sea, open up medical in the morning. There's 50 dudes out in the hallway holding their dick, and you're like, "What'd you do?" I bare dicked the hooker. Yep.
Told you not to do that.
Yep.
Well, I only brought one condom, and I had more days than I had condoms.
Yeah, those dumbasses that one time they shared a condom.
Hey, how do you recycle a rubber?
Huh.
That's what
You
they did.
turn it inside out and shake the fuck out
That's
of
what
it.
he did, man.
That's what he did.
Yeah, the dude was like, I don't know how come I got clapped and he didn't. But anyway,
Well, I think I just figured it out. You turn it inside out. Oh,
Speaking of that Black Sea cruise, let's talk about that a little bit with the competition in the Black Sea
what do you mean?
with AJ.
Oh
I mean,
man,
no names.
no names. This is of all this. This might be the sickest thing I ever saw, man. So it's like my second day or first day ever on a real ship. You know what I mean? Like I was stationed in Gaeta, but it was cool. Like the ship would be like, you had to be kind of in. You went on one, right? They would pick the dudes they wanted to go out on the ship with. Most of the corpsmen never got to go. They only picked like
Dr. Taylor.
Yeah, Doc
I'll
Taylor.
throw his name. He will hook us up, man. Love you, bro.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Hey, man, we're doing this. I need a." Mine was Doc Palmer. Was Palmer still there?
No.
Doc Palmer was also like that. He's like, "Hey, man, need a corpsman." The guy said, "You're cool. You want to come with us?" So anyway, one of the other corpsmen, cool dude, man, lifelong friend, get on board, and we're sitting around chow like breakfast that morning, and they're all talking about this bet. I'm like, "What are you betting on?" He's like, we always do a bet on who can take the biggest shit, hold it the longest, and then take the biggest shit. I'm like, how many people? He's like, there's like 20 of us in on it. It's $20 a piece. I'm like, man, I can tell you it ain't me. Like, I'm not in. That's not a game I could do. So, anyways, it's like $400, man, and these guys are taking it pretty seriously from what I can hear. So the rule was you had to have a witness and you had to do it in medical. You had to come down to medical, and you needed
Would you shit in the pan so you can weigh it?
No. You got to put it in the toilet to see.
Oh,
So
okay.
like one dude was out
I'm
like
trying to get the rules right here. You know, I think you should weigh it. Or you weigh yourself before you take the shit, and then you weigh yourself again after.
That's probably cleaner and would have been better. So
yeah,
the first
thinking
day,
like that.
So
I do that anyway.
The first day,
my kid, dude, that one weighed 4 pounds.
Yeah. The first day, that first afternoon, a few dudes are already out. They just come in and hand the money. We had a little book, put the money in some drawer in medical, and it goes on for a day or two, and it's narrowing down, and finally I think it's over. And AJ was gonna win, but he was like, I'm gonna hold it one more day, boys. Let's see if I can hit 4. So, anyways, we're doing Exo's happy hour in the morning, cleaning and painting and shit. There's one other guy left. He comes in and he's like, we gotta check this. I need witnesses. So we go in there, and there's 2 stalls in the medical. AJ's in one and this homeboy's in another. And AJ's like, I could hear him. He's like, that's a winner. That is a winner. So he comes out, and I peeked my head in, and I was like, oh my God, man. It was what he called it, ship to shore. So from the back to the front, and then surfaced the air, and it stuck up like 1.5 feet out of the top. Well, we had a female chief, IDC. She comes in there and she's like, what are you guys fucking lollygagging for? Get back to fucking work. And she looks in there and immediately, bleh. I was like, I don't know what they're doing, chief. I'm just in here to go to the bathroom. I'll be done in a second. You can deal with these guys. So anyway, that was the
famous poop story.
$400.
So I gotta ask, man, did you guys do the one at boot camp where you don't shit for like the first week and then you take the biggest shit of your entire life? Well,
Yeah.
I remember distinctly, like, I just didn't have to for 6-7 days, and then all of a sudden it hit me, bro, and it was like down in the hole of the toilet and came out of the toilet, and it did like 2 wraps around the bowl, and then it was sticking up, and it was just this giant thing. And I gotta say that's the biggest one ever. And I got a couple contenders over the years, but nothing has ever matched that one, man. And like, I'm not even kidding. I will legit, if it's been a few days, I will go stand on the scale and weigh myself before, and because mine will do, it'll do pound to 0.1, so it'll go, 0.1, 0.2, whatever, right? So I remember I did one, and before it was 241.5, 37.0.
Yeah, you
So
should have been in this game.
that was a contender, man. So, and then I'll go out, and the wife and kids, man. I'll go out to the living room afterwards, and because of course I'm going to announce it before I can. It's like, yeah, I gotta go take a shit, pause this movie, whatever, right? And then yeah, I'll come out there. I'll be like, I was 4.5 pounder, or that was a 3 pounder, or lost 2.5 pounds. And average is somewhere around 2. I think that's why they say I'm gonna go drop a deuce. But yeah. So but
I
yeah,
got
and then every once in a while, my kid will be like, "Dad, I just monster." And did you weigh yourself? No, I forgot to. So he always forgets. If I have anything over 2.5 pounds, I'm announcing it to the whole family.
Hold up. So if you say you're gonna drop a deuce, that's 2 pounds. Is that why people say I'm gonna go run to the bathroom? They know it's gonna be running.
I'm always trying to think of why do they say I got to take a shit? I ain't taking it anywhere. I'm gonna
Yeah,
leave it.
right.
Oh,
I got that one. This wasn't a story I was going to tell, but this rolls into a funny one. Way back in the day, you're talking about boot camp. So same thing happened to me in boot camp, but I've always been, not to get personal, pretty regular guy. I'm like, wake up, it's time to go. So I didn't go for the first few days in boot camp. Remember, I don't know when you guys did. We used to, when you get all your skivvies, everything, you stencil your name, your company, like last four of your social. So we're doing one of our first marches. We don't even have our uniforms yet. We just have skivvies, socks, t-shirts, and like those little navy
sweatpants,
yeah, that whole
Smurf
number.
the
outfit.
Smurfs.
Smurf outfit.
Yeah.
And we're we're walking, and man, I shit my pants. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop, right? I'm just like, it's time to go. And we've been walking for 5 hours. I'm like, I'm just gonna go. So we get back, and you do laundry, and this before anybody knows anybody. So we're standing in front of your rack, and they're handing out all the clothes, and our company commander is this dude named Strack, and he's like, Jenkins, Biddix, whatever, and he's like going through, and they're just handing. You just go like this, and you're just, if it's yours, you take it, and if it's not yours, you just pass it down. So he's like, which one of you sick fucks is Howard? And I'm like, I'm not saying anything. So that pair of underwear goes all the way around like 5 times, and it's the last thing left. I'm not admitting to that. Like, I don't want anybody to know who it is. So he's like, finally, he's like, there's one pair of skivvies left. Which one of you sick fucks is Howard? And I'm like, it's me. He comes all the way down. He ended up liking me, man, but then everybody knew me. So for like 2 days, he put that up as our guide on. He was like, you pieces of shit till you get your stuff together. This is our flag. Before we even got our company flag, we had so other companies, there was 10 companies going through boot camp. Pretty much everybody knew Howard shit.
Story of my life. Bro, I remember one of our RDCs. So I remember all of my RDCs, right? And I've actually talked to all of them in recent years, and it was crazy, man. My RDC chief, Dave Robeson's great guy. God rest his soul. He passed pretty not too long ago. Actually, I attended his funeral, but this guy showed up at my retirement, man. So
That's
just
awesome.
yeah, just looked him up one day, gave him a holler. He's like, yeah, come by. And we were cool, man. And I told him, hey, I'd love to have you at my retirement. That dude showed up. And I was kind of tipsy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
JT
I
freaking
was
getting
kind
us.
of yeah, my
Yeah.
boy, our boy JT.
Engineer.
I had a little flask with me to take the edge off. And he sent one of the first classes over to the store. Is like, go buy him another bottle of vodka, Papa. Here's the 50. Keep the change. Just get vodka, Sprite, fucking hurry up. So dude comes back and he takes this cup right here and fills that bitch to here with vodka and then adds a little Sprite on top and good to go. And I was sipping on it the whole damn time. But Dave, that RDC chief from boot camp, man, he showed up and I told a little story about the first time I ever carried a cutlass because they gave me one as a retirement gift from the mess. And the first time I ever carried one, he yelled at me because sitting there marching along and I'm trying to be a good little RPOC and a fucking yellow jacket's flying around my face. And I start like swatting at him with the fucking cutlass. And he's yelling. And so I do like that. I get back to marching, and the thing bit me right on the fucking cheek, dude. So we get back to the barracks, and what the fuck happened to your face? I was like, remember when you yelled because I was doing? He's like, yeah. I said I was trying to swat away a yellow jacket, but it bit me. He's like, why the fuck didn't you say so? I was like, because you were yelling. So,
Yelling
yeah,
at
he's
me.
he's. I asked him to stand up when I told that story, man. He's over there laughing his ass off, dude. It's great times, man. But yeah,
That's really
everybody's
cool
got a
after a
boot
whole
camp story.
career. After a whole
Hey,
career of somebody from boot camp.
Yep.
you know who I thought about when he just said that? Like in the middle of the street trying to fence a fucking a yellow jacket.
Hmm.
Chanello.
Oh yeah.
There was
Tutti
this little
maiale.
old dude in Italy, bro. He was maiale, tutti maiale. He was probably like 70, maybe 75-ish. He would just always be talking shit. Dammi un cigarette, like give me a cigarette.
Yeah, cigarette.
And it's just like he would go somewhere once a month and they would clean him up. And then like a month later, he would have this scraggly beard. He'd be walking around town. And one time he was in a pink tutu and he's literally fighting traffic with this plastic sword, dude.
Yeah, I was
Everybody knew
talking
him
about
because he's
Don
like
Quixote
he's
stuff,
mental.
like Don
Yeah, the town
Quixote.
crazy. But he'd be like, due petri in la mare. Like, I'm gonna throw these two rocks in the water. Like, what are you talking about, Chinello? Oh, good times, brother. So
Yeah, that guy was unique.
we got to talk about Florence and the peanut butter incident. So in Italy, like they don't really sell peanut butter in the local stores. You could get it at the exchange or
Yeah.
whatever. So Jess's old girlfriend way back when we were all going to Florence and we were standing at the train station in Formia getting ready to take this plane ride. And he's like, "Oh, plane ride, the train ride." He's like, "Damn it." He's like, "I forgot this peanut butter." And she's like, "Oh, you forgot your precious peanut butter? You're not gonna get laid." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get laid." I was like, "Oh Lord."
So you getting laid for peanut butter?
No, so
No,
the
but
thing was like we're just going that was her because like they weren't together no more and she was just like I don't know. But like he was bringing it to Dexter, one of our dudes that worked at the Fiddler's Elbow and just to like cuz we stayed with them all the time. Like we'd go
yeah.
to Florence, hang out, we would stay with those guys, go to Fiddler's and like they would charge us, "Hey, don't look at this." They would charge us like half of the time. So like we just made out or whatever. So he's like, "Man, I forgot to bring it. I was supposed to hook him up when we get up there." But then she
Yeah, that
took
was
it like
like
all like
currency, man. I would give that to everybody. The other thing, man, which would carry a ton of weight, you could get it on base was Johnny Walker Blue Label.
Oh yeah.
And my Italian buddies that like own bars and stuff, they wouldn't sell it, for money. But man, that was a good gift. You want to talk about something that on base was like 30 or 40 bucks. If you're paying for it out in town, it's probably 500. And
Damn.
man, that was like that opened so many doors for me, man. Just giving people gifts, man. I had a lot of stuff come out of that. Johnny Walker Blue.
I got two bottles of it sitting in my house. I got one for it was actually a Christmas present for the right after I finished boot camp, the first year I was in the Navy, and then I got another one right before I retired. Buddy of mine, when I cross rated, I met him. He was screaming seaman, and I watched him grow all the way until he put on his anchors. But it was great times, man. And I still haven't cracked either one of them because if I drink whiskey or scotch, I'll fight the world. So I just don't touch it. So but they say every man knows his limits. My limit is don't give me whiskey or scotch or bourbon because, and other than that, I'll be happy. So I drink those, and it's a wrap, dude. So
I'll
no
take a
brown liquors,
no, I could drink rum.
uh,
I drink shit out of some Captain
no
Morgan's.
bourbons.
No bourbon, no whiskey.
So anyways, I'll finish the story. We're freaking hanging out at Fiddler's Elbow, right? We started getting like we were drinking snake bites. So we're
Mhm.
getting there, like we're getting pretty tipsy, whatever. And then we just like, man, like that crazy my like, I don't know, like we should have just left her back or whatever, and like us hang out up here with the fellas or whatever. And she's like, fuck you, I'm leaving, whatever. So she's leaving. He's like, okay, good, she's gone. So we're sitting there out front and like getting some air. We're probably smoking a cigarette, whatever. We get some air, we're out there drinking. I was like, oh bro, here she comes. She's coming back. She's coming back. He's like, oh shit, hold my beer, hold my beer. She come around, fucking wails him, dude, punches him right in the face. Fuck
Several
you,
times,
Jess.
man, right in the mouth. He popped me over the years.
Damn.
Fuck you, Jess. Fuck you.
The secret, if any of you guys listening are active duty, do not go to a foreign country, bring a girl that you're going to work with, and then break up with her right away, man. That's a
No, yeah,
10-year
no,
formula
no,
for getting
no.
punched in the face.
Well,
Remember the
I got
part?
slapped in the mouth by one of my first classes when I was going through aircrew school. I didn't have I was the radar operator and shit, so I had to do a navigational check ride, right? Like I had to nav on a long flight, and I was supposed to do one in Hawaii, but I rolled my ankle and couldn't go on that one because I was on crutches for a couple weeks. So one day we're sitting there and they're like, hey, the instructor comes running in, hey, who hasn't done an ab check ride yet? I'm like, I haven't done one. They're like, go home and pack, you're going to Italy. I'm like, okay, cool. So we had to go to Sigonella. But we get to Sig and they didn't have rooms for us, so we stayed out in Catania at the Excelsior Hotel, right smack in the middle of town.
Sweet.
And then we decide, hey, let's go walk around and find what we find. So we went and got something to eat. And I got a couple guys with me. They're like, I want spaghetti and meatballs, and I want pizza. And I'm like, dude, I'm getting a fucking rack of lamb, and like, I'm gonna eat, dude. Then we go to an Irish pub called Waxy O'Connor's. You know it, don't you?
No, I mean, I have to say
No.
the name sounds familiar.
So why an Irish pub in the middle of Sicily, and that's where we end up? I don't know, but whatever. So I'm sitting there with first class. He's an instructor. I'm still a student, and he's trying to pick up these two women. And I think he's feeling really good about himself because I think he thought he was making some progress. So he's whispers something in one of their ears, and she reaches up and gives him this little slap. And he goes, oh, honey, if you're gonna slap me, you need to like slap me. Like you need to like put some heat on it. He goes like this, and this motherfucker slapped me right in the face. And I'm like, this motherfucker slapped me right in the face. Like I'm not the guy to just slap in the fucking face. So I said, you know what? He said, and I started scooting back in my chair so I get some leverage. I said, he's not wrong, but what he forgot is you got to come from down here and cup your hand a little bit. He goes, shit, like this. And I perfect connection across the jawline, everything, and I smacked it. Fucking spittles flying everywhere and this shit. The dude almost falls out of his chair. She's like, that was good. Show me it. She goes, show me again. He goes, no. Fucking jumps out of his chair. So
I love watching the drunk squids think they have game. That was one of my favorite things, like this.
Yeah. For Weibo, remember Weibo? He got on one of our dudes. He was one of the lab guys. He was up there and he was like trying to hit on this girl or whatever. And we were getting him fucked up. It was his birthday. Me and Jess were just feeding him drinks. All of a sudden, right at the bar, dude, he just pukes all over the place. It looked like somebody opened up a thing of pepper and dropped it in there. Like
his gall
Jess
pepper.
is like, look, he puked up his gall pepper.
I forgot about that. That's good.
Good times. Oh, speaking of chinos, otto y mezzo. Like you know how like, you go to Cheers and everybody's like, oh Norm, whatever. Like it would be everybody would love you. Like if we did the things that we did at that bar in Italy, like we probably would have been deported or like arrested or whatever. Like, pulling it out, putting it on there, mushroom head. Oh, Jess too. Jess is known for doing all kinds of ball tricks.
Not since I'm 20.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Like the
hey, you can't just whip it out and say, look at my dick. You gotta be
yeah.
You gotta be
like the bird bath or the goat or whatever.
What do you miss the most?
Yeah, I mean, that team thing, man. There's nothing like that in the world. Like your buddies, you get so tight, you meet the awesomest people, and I mean, even to this day, like half the dudes in Gaeta, I still talk to daily.
That's
Like
awesome.
I've lived all over the world now. Like that core group of Gaeta guys, and guys, you're when you're stationed with people and you're kind of, you're doing the same stuff and you're in the same stress and the same everything. That's an awesome thing. That kind of team thing. There's nothing that meets that in the civilian world, right? People that don't know and it's amazing. Like a lot of my friends who never were in the military are just amazed at how like the Gaeta boys and me are still so tight. Like
for 30 years.
Yeah, pick up the phone anytime, or it's like we never dropped off anywhere. That part is that's the best part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's the general consensus with everybody that we talk to is they miss the camaraderie and the fact that there's always somebody there who's got your back, man. I think that's awesome. So, but I think we got to cut it because we're gonna run out of time. This is gonna cut our conversation out. But Jess, thanks for coming.
Yeah, good talking.
I keep saying thanks for coming, and the motherfucker was cracking his hog before we started. I gotta stop saying that. Thanks for being a guest on today's episode. I really appreciate that. So for everybody else, don't forget to like and subscribe, or Jess is gonna come shit on you.